A lot of people get confused with the plant-based diet and the vegan diet, which there are a lot of similarities between this diet, but it's not all the way the same. Hi family, welcome to Living Bliss TV with your health coach Alyssa Nicole. We'll talk about the plant-based or flexitarian diet today. So a lot of people get confused with the plant-based diet and the vegan diet, which there are a lot of similarities between this diet, but it's not all the way the same. So the plant-based diet, it does consist of entirely plant-derived foods, whole plant foods, including grains, beans, legumes, fruits, vegetables, all of that. The difference between a vegan lifestyle and a plant-based lifestyle is that a lot of people who eat plant-based lifestyles, they sometimes consume small portions of animal foods. So they might do it maybe once a month, or every now and then, every blue moon, they might consume some type of animal food, whether it be they might eat cheese every blue moon, or they might eat a piece of fish every blue moon. So that's why we call them flexitarians, because they're more flexible in their diet. They still may eat foods that are not entirely plant derived, but they only do it on a very restricted amount of time. Well, a very restricted basis, on a restricted basis. So whereas in a vegan lifestyle, that's more of the vegan lifestyle is more of a whole entire thing. I kind of compare it to almost like a religion almost. It's, you know, which is okay, and it's about animal rights, animal freedom, not consuming or eating anything animal. So a vegan lifestyle is not always derived solely on plant foods, because you have to realize there are vegan foods or foods that don't come from animals that are still highly processed and don't necessarily derive from plants per se. So that's just the difference between the lifestyles and the diets. A plant-based diet, in my opinion, is one of the best diets to have, because the plants are where you get all of your nutrients, vitamins, minerals, your amino acids to form proteins in the body, your fats, all of that come from plants. You can get it from there. So a lot of diets start kind of stem out of this plant-based ideology, like the vegetarian diet or the pescatarian diet, the alkaline diet, and more diets like that. So they all kind of stem from this, and we'll talk more about different types of diets in the series, of course, but those kind of start there with there, and they kind of branch off. So there is a such thing as a plant-based vegan diet, which is similar to a regular vegan diet, but they all have small differences. So eating a diet consisted of majority plant-derived foods, minimally processed foods. This has been linked to disease prevention, and many cases reversal. So this type of diet, you can prevent diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, even certain types of cancers, and many other illnesses. This diet, because of the high nutrient context, including phytonutrients, including vitamins and minerals and other micronutrients that you need, it's all included in this diet when you eat it sufficiently. Because of that, you build your immune system, and you build it to be able to attack and fight off viruses and bacteria and unknown things that come into your body. So that's why it's important to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I mean, they've been talking about this since we were kids. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Eat your fruits and vegetables. And unfortunately, sorry, lots of noise back there. And unfortunately, through life, we've seen transitions where that's not happening. So with a plant-based diet, you can be able to take control of your health and your overall life. You'll see a lot of shifts in this diet. So you'll need to focus on a variety of foods to eat each day, from foods from each category. So I'm not sure if anybody has heard the term eat the rainbow, but that's all that becomes all the more important on the plant-based diet, because you need to eat a lot of foods from varying colors and various food categories, from your grains, from different types of fruits and vegetables. You have your root vegetables, your cruciferous vegetables, you have your green leafy vegetables, you have all of these different types, and you want to make sure that you eat all of them in a variety of different colors, because the colors contain different types of phytonutrients in them. Like chlorophyll is in green plants, you know, and that chlorophyll is really good for the body. And also vitamin A creates the pigment in orange fruits and vegetables like cantaloupe and pumpkin. So those are very important things to get. That's why you got to vary them. So, and a lot of times when we think about a plant-based diet, I know the first thing that comes to your mind, oh, it's so expensive. Don't worry about that. Have you ever go to the grocery store and get a bag of apples and then go get a thing of meat? You tell me which one costs more or less. I mean, just you do that do the math yourself. That's all I can say. Generally, animal foods cost a lot more than fresh fruits and vegetables. So if you're buying all your fresh fruits and vegetables whole and, you know, things like that, then you don't have to worry about cost. One thing it might not save you on is time, though, because a lot of times a plant-based diet does cost a lot more time. So what you make up in money, you'll sacrifice in time with this type of diet, but it's all worth it because your health is worth more than anything else. So, I mean, yeah. So we'll talk about more about saving money, but let's dive into the different food categories and the types of foods that you can find in these different food categories. So fruits, all of our fruits, you want to eat a variety of fruits. They're an important part of any type of diet. No matter what type of diet you eat, you must eat a lot of fruits. And berries are extremely important. Berries are very good for cognitive function. Those neurons and neurological functions in your brain, berries help you to think clearly. And so you want to make sure that you're eating some type of berries each and every day. So especially on the rise now with social media and all of the things that are going on in this world, more and more mental health issues are on the rise, and you want to be able to provide your brain with the nutrients that it needs to function properly, because a lot of things can, you know, get to you from outside world, and one way to help to combat all of that is to nourish your brain properly. So that's just eat fruits daily, eat berries daily, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, eat berries. Elderberries are really good. Eat berries, and it's your choice whether you choose to eat seedless fruit. Just keep in mind that things from nature have seeds. And that's just, yeah. So do your own research on the types of food that you do eat. So let's move on to the next category, vegetables. Obviously, we want to eat the rainbow, so we want to eat plenty of vegetables from varying types. So you have your root vegetables. So example of root vegetables are carrots, parsnips, ginger, turmeric, potatoes, sweet potatoes, beets. You know, those are examples of that. You also want to make sure that every single day you're eating green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables are your most nutrient dense types of food there is. You want to make sure that you're eating a lot of the green leafy vegetables. They have the most phytonutrients in them. They have the most vitamins, the most minerals. Eat them. So these are your kale, spinach, Swiss chard, romaine, etc. And I'm going to throw this out here. Lettuce, like regular lettuce that you normally put on burgers and stuff like that, there's nothing but water. So you want to make sure that you're eating lettuce that has, or greens that have dark green pigment inside of them. Yeah, so I never say this word right, so bear with me. But cruciferous vegetables, they're a subcategory of green leafy vegetables, and these are things like your broccoli and Brussels sprouts. And they're also very good for you, so include those. Another type would be your whole grains. So grains, they're a complicated category because there are so many types and labels for them. But we want to importance the grains in a healthy diet. The reason why I say that is because a lot of times they say stay away from carbs, which on a plant-based diet, your diet is high in carbs, which is a good thing. your diet should be high in carbs because carbohydrates are your body's preferred method of energy. So you want carbs. It's the type of carbs that cause weight gain and things like that. So empty carbs is what I like to call them. These are your refined grains, so white flours and white sugars and things like that have no nutritional content behind them. Because through the several types of processing, all of the nutrient content has been taken out of that food. So you want to eat healthy grains like brown rice, quinoa, millet, barley, spelt, oats, whole wheat. Any whole grain has all of its components still intact. So what happens through the process of creating flour is that they grind it up so much and they take away the wheat, the bran, the different parts of it, the bran, the wheat, the germ, the different parts of it that actually hold the nutrient content, and they leave this white powdery stuff. And they also, that removes all of the nutritional content from it. Then they bleach it, and I'm sorry, the process, obviously they don't pour Clorox on it, but they might as well. So that's just what that is. So again, do your research. So legumes, so these are your richest source of protein. So when I say protein, what I'm actually speaking of are amino acids, and the amino acids are the things that actually make up a protein. And you have to remember, they're found in every plant food. And there are some types of people who may need a little bit more than others, but on the baseline, most people need the same amount of protein, no matter how active or not active you are. Just athletes and people who are a little bit more active may need just a teensy bit more than the average person who's sedentary. But everybody should be eating something from the legume family every single day. These include beans, lentils, peas, tofu, and pulses. So any type of bean. They're very rich, not only rich source of protein or amino acids, they also include a lot of vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And that's the thing about plant foods, is that they have every component of what you need inside of them. Nuts and seeds. So nuts and seeds, we add healthy fat to a diet. So we need fat in our diet. Fat is important. Fat is found in fruits, vegetables, and things like that. But if you want a more concentrated source, nuts and seeds are healthy fat. Also, they are a healthy source of protein as well. So, but the thing about nuts, if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to overdo nuts and seeds, because they're an essential part of a healthy diet, but they could help you, they could cause you to weight gain. So, and that's the same thing with whole grains. You don't want to overdo your grains either, but because they could cause you to gain weight, but you want to make sure that you're still including them in your diet because they're important. So some major benefits of a plant-based diet. So weight management. If you are overweight or obese or anything like that, you could find that simply changing your diet could help you shed the pounds. Not due to starvation, but because the body is returning to its natural balanced state. So for those who aren't on a weight loss journey, you may experience fewer fluctuations in your weight. So it's just a way when you want to manage your weight. So you want to keep a consistent weight, and you also want to keep a healthy weight on you, and just switching to a plant-based diet could do that for you. Disease prevention, and that's one of the most important ones. So you're far less likely to be diagnosed with a diet-based disease on a plant-based diet, and you'll even feel more energized. You'll feel healthier. You'll have more energy than your counterparts. You'll be wondering why you are wanting to run around and everyone else is looking sluggish. It's because you're literally eating energy. That is what plants and vegetables are. They're energy. They're electric. They have electricity in them. They're good for your body. You want to eat as much as you can. And also, it's environmentally friendly. Let's talk about it. Because animal agriculture has a large ecological footprint and uses many resources. And so you want to eat plants because it's better for the environment. And even you can take it to the next level and shop with your local farmers markets and grow your own food. Like, can you believe, like, we should be able to grow our own food, in the ground, and through different things that have happened. Our soil isn't as rich as it used to be, but hey, you can still grow your own food. That helps the environment. That helps lower your ecological footprint. You know, you're not having to drive to the store as often, so you're not polluting the air as much. You're not buying food from an industry that pollutes the environment, pollutes the air, and harms beings. So it's just that type of thing. So eating a plant-based diet, in my opinion, is for everybody. But I think you should tailor it to your own vibe. So yeah, you heard me. It's for everybody. Everyone should be eating majority of plants each and every day. And if you choose to eat animal and processed foods, do it in moderation. Like, in my opinion, it's okay if you decide to eat certain types of things. You just have to. It's okay you have to make that decision for yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else tell you what you do with your life. This is your life, you know. But I'm just passing on information and things that work for me, and information that I have seen work for other people. So in my opinion, if you want any type of advice, make meat a rotational side like you would green beans. I don't, like, you know, we center, meat does not need to be the center of your plate. We don't need a focal point on our plates. Just make sure that your food, you have a wide variety of different types of food on your plate of each category. And as you get more deeper, you might learn the art of food pairing. So when I say food pairing, I'm thinking of like trying to create a protein. So for me, since I don't eat a lot of animal foods, if I wanted to create a complete protein, meaning that all the 9 essential amino acids are present on my plate, I would do something like pair beans and rice. You know, now I have a complete protein. Now I have all my amino acids present. I don't have to kill an animal to get that to happen. So it's all about how you do it. A healthy diet, plant-based diet, it focuses on consuming a variety of whole plant foods and greatly reduces your intake of animal and processed foods. So these are things like pizza, mayonnaise, white bread. I still eat vegan versions of a lot of these, vegan pizzas, vegan cheeses, vegan mayonnaise. But when you focus on whole plant foods, you eat less of those type of things. And an unhealthy plant-based diet just focuses on plant foods in general. So unhealthy plant-based diet, while it just focuses on plant foods in general. So it doesn't. A healthy plant-based diet, it focuses on consuming a variety of whole plant foods. So we look for things in the whole form versus things that you know, are in general. So an unhealthy way to do a plant-based diet is just to focus on plant foods in general. So white bread, for example, we use white bread as a processed food. It is plant derived. A white bread is definitely derived from plants. Wheat is a plant. But because of the processes that it uses to get rid of different components that makes it healthy, they don't necessarily contain the nutrients to keep you healthy anymore. So, and a lot of times it actually could cause a lot of those health issues because the white flour enters your belly. It sends off it rapidly increases your blood sugar, which can link you to type 2 diabetes because it no longer has that fiber component in it that makes it slow digesting. It goes really quickly. And also unhealthy plant-based diets are high in potatoes, white rice, refined grains, fruit juices, sugar, sweetened beverages, and other processed foods. So yes, you know, you can do frozen dinners and meats, and they can be highly processed and unhealthy. So just consume them minimally. But the thing is, when you're thinking about whole place foods, we look at whole foods. Potatoes could be a good form of a plant-based diet, but are we eating potatoes all the time? And that's why you sometimes see a lot of people gain weight on a plant-based diet, because they're eating a lot of processed foods. So as a coach, my job is I guide people on finding a balance that works for them. So no two diets will ever look the same. However, I know that eating animals and processed foods 3 times a day leads to our #1 killer of heart disease and diabetes. So it's no pressure to do anything, but it's just what the reality is. So I mean, as a coach, I support and guide you along the way to make choices that make you happy. I share information that could possibly help you out. Just things that you can Google on the CDC, things that you can find by reading the 2015 to 2020 dietary guidelines. This information is out there, so it's not nothing. I'm not saying anything new. But are you already plant-based? You know, are you already plant-based? I mean, if you are, I would love to hear you. I want you to comment below your greatest tips so you can share with those who are wanting to transition or just thinking about the diet. And if you're in the midst of transitioning or just kind of like on the fence, what's your biggest concern? What is something that is like holding you back, or something that you need a question with? I'm sure the family and me, I would love to hear your questions and answer them, and everyone else would love to hear to answer them as well. So that's all I have for you for this one. Thank you for watching Living Bliss TV with me, your health coach, Alyssa Nicole. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss another episode. Episode 2 will be coming out soon of this series called Types of Diets. Thank you guys, and be bliss.